until I get a game from somebody else, I'm just gonna take a look at some of the laning phases that I played last night with a friend, just because I think it's good information for anybody who's playing like a solo lane. Just going through like my mindset when I'm looking at how I'm playing the lane and maybe what my opponent does that kind of opens up opportunities for me to punish them. So specifically here, I'm playing Sylas into Syndra, which is basically it's a melee matchup into a ranged matchup, which usually means that you're going to get punished for whenever you go for CS. So you have to be careful just to make sure that you aren't losing HP before a minion is actually in like the range where you can actually last hit it, because otherwise your HP is kind of like your resource for this early laning phase of making sure that you can uh, not get forced off the wave. I'm just going to turn on the fog of war for what I see this whole game, but basically I've mentioned it before, but I always stack up in this bush whenever the game starts, just because it's good for scouting out invades from here. Sometimes you can get catches on people who are leaving an invade coming back through here. It's just a thing I do. I don't. Nobody or not everybody has to do it, but I always do it just because it gives me a lot more information or an advantage usually. This game and more being streamed over on my Twitch. Submit your games in my Discord for review. I tend to take First Strike just because First Strike is a rune that lets you, when you can take advantage of the enemy laner, you can get a lot of gold off of them. And specifically, once you hit about level 3 on Sylas with your Q, you pretty much can always proc the first damage buff before the other opponent. So the first thing I'm going to do in laning phase, as you can kind of see, I'm dancing like basically in and out of Syndra's Q range, just to try and see if she'll throw out Qs that like aren't they don't have a reason to actually hit me. I'm trying to like bait it out, so that way if it the second that she uses a Q and it like basically I dodge it, I know that I've got like 5 or 6 seconds where she doesn't have an ability, and as Sylas I have two abilities technically, because your E is like a double ability. Your first one is a dash, but it gives you your passive proc, which lets you do AoE damage, and then you have your stun, which does damage. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dancing in and out of her range, trying to bait a Q like that. And now I know I can walk in here and I can just do a little bit of a trade with her and also CS some of the wave. And I know I'm not going to take very much harass for it. Anytime I know her Q is up, I can't really just walk in freely and take the CS, otherwise I'm going to take damage. I'm also trying to suss out here like the skill level of the enemy player, because sometimes they know what they're doing and they know the matchup, and you want to see if they're holding their ability for you to go up and last hit, or if they're just kind of wasting it, like they'll throw it at any time you enter their range or not. And at this point, I don't know whether or not that they're really like that, so I'm just sussing them out, seeing if they're going to throw it every time I go for a CS or not. I start noticing that they kind of are, and so I play in a way that I try not to take too much free damage. But once again, I use my HP bar as a resource. I'm just trying to basically survive the lane here, get a good lane shove until I can hit level 2, and then I'm gonna look for a trade. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm now that I'm level 2, she's about level 2. The wave is kind of about to get shoved into her turret. I'm going to see what ability she takes level 2, but the second that she uses her Q, I know that if I'm not in the line, I can't get stunned. Because if she takes E second, I can't get stunned unless I'm standing in a line from the Q. Or if she takes W, which most Syndras do, uh, the W is basically she's going to pick up the orb and then try and slam it down on me. It doesn't do very much damage early laning phase. But anytime at this point, because I have my W now as Sylas, I'm waiting for her to use Q. And the second she does, I'm going to go on her and I'm going to trade on her super hard. Because anytime the enemy, like, laner, really any enemy champion, uses an ability on, like, the wave, that means that you have a window to trade on them where you have an ability advantage. And I kind of know, like, I know her cooldowns because I played the game a long time, but not everybody knows their cooldowns. But you tend to know, at least in the early levels, abilities usually have like a 7 second cooldown at minimum. And a lot of them are longer, but like even just like Syndra's Q, for instance, it's 7 seconds. So I'm going to look for my opportunity now to trade on her. I have first strike up. If she walks up like that, we're into my range. I'm going to get a free damage trade off, and you can just see Sylas is ridiculous. It's a ton of damage. In fact, this champion is ridiculously powerful in laning phase. But specifically there, I noticed that she took E second. I'm not really counting the timer, but that's where I got my information. I got lucky on that the chain came out and that it hit basically the same time she tried to knock me away. But I got a huge chunk back. I have no abilities now, so what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna last hit these because I think I have another passer proc. No, I don't. I don't think I do. I'm definitely gonna last hit these, but I'm now gonna back away until my abilities come back because otherwise I'm just gonna take a lot of damage from her for free because I don't have any abilities to really go on her. I walk over and ward here just because I see my junglers on bot side. Their jungler, they both pretty much got leashed, and I'm pretty sure they started bot side, so they're probably going to be around 3 minutes ganking me from the top side of the map. So I'm going to get vision from the top side, and then I'm going to try and always hover the side where my jungler is. I'm also duo with my jungler in this game, so I'm going to play towards his side regardless. But that's just why I put over and get out that ward. Now I see her use her Q here on me. It hits. I know that now if I want to trade, I have a good window to do it. If I can see an opportunity where she's not in tower range, I'm going to probably go on her. Q's back up now. I missed the window. It sucks. She actually hits me with it again here, which is good for her. I'm definitely not going to just give up the cannon, so I'm going to use an ability just to make sure I get that. I really want this wave to get out of the turret, so I'm going to need to shove it at some point in time, but I know that if anybody's going to get ganked probably right now, it's either me, mid, because Jarvan is an early ganker. He wants to gank at 3 minutes, pretty much. He's not ganking top. Top's under turret. He's either ganking me or he's ganking bot. And my jungler thinks he's ganking bot, so he's already sitting here waiting for either a gank or a counter gank. So I'm just trying not to throw my life away right here. I'm just trying to pick up any CS I can without trying to lose my HP. Because as long as I have HP, I can continue to play the laning phase and look for an all-in. Because you saw how much damage my champion did level 2 when I hit W and double E. Like, the guy lost half his HP. I now have Q, and I have my Ignite up. Like, I can pretty much full to none him as long as I get the first hit with first strike. So I'm already in kill range. I'm just gonna keep lasting my CS here. Wait for her to miss something. I saw her miss Q. Now I'm gonna play a little bit more forward. Wait for her to use an ability. Trying to last hit. She misses a couple minions because I'm threatening her with Q. I see Jarvan now bot lane. I'm kind of like looking to see if I can go down there, but honestly, I pretty much don't think I can get there in time. So I'm just gonna drop a ward in river to see if Jarvan starts up the Scuttle Crab. Because if he starts up the Scuttle Crab, my jungler can just free fight bot lane, and I can also roam because I've got good pressure. Syndra is now just spamming her abilities on the lane to try and get it shoved, but that's actually really good for me because I want the lane to be out of the turret. So she's gonna hit me with every ability, and not trading back on her here is it's a mess up. I mess up. But I also see that my jungler is coming mid, and I've just got the wave frozen here in front of my turret. My jungler tries to gank, misses the Q. She's going to get really cocky about it. She now walks straight up into my range in melee, which is like, she's just made a huge mistake. I know her E is down because she used it on me 10 seconds ago. She can't get me off of her. I'm just going to dash forward, hit W on her, immediately chunk her for all of her HP, or get a kill here. So Once again, she's used her E. She's going to try and reset here. That's what I'm like, okay. She knows that if she gets this cannon wave shoved in, she can get a reset off. I'm just going to stay. She doesn't have TP. I have Ignite as well, so it's like the early lane reset doesn't really matter because she can't just immediately get back to lane. And then this wave is not a good wave to reset on for her because I've already cleared the cannon wave. Like this is she kind of messed up here. I can shove this wave really fast, and she's gonna miss like 3 minions from it. So I'm just gonna make sure I hit all of the wave with all my abilities. Just making sure that I'm not wasting any opportunities for AoE wave clear. Making sure I also last hit everything. And then I'm just gonna get my reset off. The big thing, like basically that I'm looking at, like when I'm playing the lane phase, is it's important to like track the cooldowns of your opponent. Like if you know them, it's really helpful. But if you know just in general, like a timer of, okay, they just used it, they don't have it. That's how you can play the laning phase correctly. So basically, if they use an ability on the wave, they're not using an ability on you. You can punish them. So I got my reset off. I'm gonna get back. We're even in CS. There's no way that she's resetting again. She just came back to lane. So I'm good. She could roam, but there's not really anywhere to roam to. You can see my bot lane on a reset. They're on their way back. My top lane, he just recalled because they just tried to gank him, but there's no play for her to make. So she's definitely going to be back mid. I'm here with the cannon wave, and there she is. Now, I'm gonna see her use an ability, and I'm gonna immediately hop on her, chunk her for a ton of HP. Okay, now I've got no abilities. I'm walking back away from her. Same concept. She hit 6, but that really doesn't matter because Syndra is actually not very strong early. I'm gonna hit 6 soon, probably after 1 minion, and I know with what her HP was just at, if I land another full combo like that, she's dead. So I'm gonna hit 6. She just used stun. I'm waiting for. She does the smart thing and backing up, but I'm gonna take her ult, just get ready to kill, and I'm pretty sure I kill her right here. Yep, she's dead. Just like that, she has no CC. I can just hop forward. I can play forward like a crazy Sylas player. Drop Ignite, ult her, she's dead. Now I want to get this wave shoved out so I can get a good reset off. So I'm going to make sure that it all crashes into the turret. Making sure, once again, every ability hits as many minions as possible so I have a good shove. Bot lane is about to get a 2v2 or a 3v2 probably because I'm pretty sure Jarvan is on top side. But I don't really need to roam for this. I've just got my kill. What I need to do is get this wave shoved out. Bot lane's going really well, and they just get a free kill, get all sums. I get the wave shoved. I'm not going to overstay just because she's going to come back now with her ult up and her ignite, which she has the advantage over me. So I can't really stay and hit these plates because I know she's going to be back in lane. I need to get my reset off so I can spend the gold that I just got. It's about 1,000. I'm going to be able to get my catalyst and an AP, like an amp tome. As soon as I have the gold, because I'm playing Sylas here, this is a Roa champion. As soon as I have the gold for Roa, I'm going to make sure I recall to start the ticking for Roa because it takes like 10 minutes for it to fully stack. So you want to make sure that you get that as soon as possible. But Catalyst is really the power spike for Sylas because taking HP and doing damage is his motif, like basically taking damage and doing it. When he takes damage, he's going to get mana back, and when you do damage using mana, you're going to get health back. It's like the perfect item for him. She's shoving it, but because I recalled on a cannon wave, I don't lose anything. I lose 1 minion. I'm going to be here. Syndra can't get a roam off. The only place she could possibly go is top lane, because we got my jungler in bot side river. I ping warning to my top laner just in case she's there, but Pretty sure she doesn't end up being there. Plus, because of how his wave is, he's kind of safe. So Syndra ends up going bot lane, but the gank was already pretty much over before she got there. Now, because she's gone, and I can see everybody on the enemy team, minus Melio, but Melio's not a threat to me, I'm going to be able to just take a plate here. And that's basically half the gold of a kill. So, like, that's totally good to me anyways. I'm just going to make sure I shove this wave in as well, because if I shove it really fast, it's going to be two waves going into turret. Syndra doesn't have ultimate. She used it bot lane, so I know, like, I'm not really in kill pressure, but I still don't want to be trolling away all my HP from Melio. Walking into bot side river just because Melio is trying to protect the Jarvan jungle, and my team is all here looking to fight. Melio doesn't really have any damage moves, so anytime you can hop on him, it's kind of free damage. I'm going to take his ultimate because Syndra's ultimate is on cooldown for me. I know his ultimate because I play support, but his ultimate cleanses CC on other people, so if Syndra lands like a stun on Senna here, I can cleanse it. Crazy fight going on over here, but even the Lee Sin's not really in danger because Milia doesn't do any damage. And Lee Sin's just going to get a double kill and smurf on him. I know Syndra doesn't have any kill pressure on me because she has no ult. So I spot her. Let me go back here because I kind of like looked away, but I know like she's low. She has no stun because she just uses it here. So I know that she's going to look for a recall here. But if she's recalling in a position that's like really just like makes no sense, which I see her doing, I'm just gonna flash forward and kill her. And I have Milio's ultimate, so I can just use Milio's ultimate to heal myself afterwards. Like, it gives me 166 health. So Jarvan's dead. There's nobody who can really come and kill me except for maybe Cho'Gath, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. So gonna kill her, walk out. She doesn't have any abilities. I've got ignited. Walking out, I do notice Cho'Gath is here, and this Cho'Gath is running Ghost. I very narrowly live here. This could have been a kill back on me for the Cho'Gath. Not really that big of a deal though, because he is going full tank. But like, I pixel dodged the the Cho'Gath ult, just barely. So honestly, probably was dead there. He could still be around, so I don't really want to like clear the way, but as soon as I see him hit this, I know that he's at least here. He's not standing right here, so I can start shoving the wave. I'm just kind of like making sure like he doesn't come out of that bush with Ghost, because if he does, he can still get to me. But he doesn't show up, so I get to shove this huge wave into the turret. And it's always important that like whenever you're gonna get like a reset off like that, you don't like if you can. Sometimes you can't, but if you can, you want to make sure that you full clear a wave and get it shoved into the enemy turret so that they can't get a freeze or anything like that over you where all of a sudden, like if Syndra came back and like the wave is just stuck like right here, she just gets to collect all this CS for free. And that's like, this CS right here is probably like 300 gold worth of CS. So it's like, I'm trying to deny as much of the 300 gold as possible. And once this melee dies, that cannon's going to die because it has no HP too. So that right there is 100 gold that's just gone. Like, just the cannon in that melee is 100 gold gone. So it's important, like, you look for your windows to reset. I know because I've got such a huge wave here, even though it's not a cannon wave, I can reset. And obviously, it's not like I had an opportunity anyways to not to, like, overstay because I had 15% health and, like, no mana, so. I get to finish my Rod of Ages at 9 minutes, so it's going to be fully stacked at 10 minutes, or 19 minutes and 30 seconds. That's really good. And this row, when it fully stacks, you get an extra skill point, so it's like you just like level up. I'm going to have good wave timer. because I'm gonna only miss like 1 minion of gold, but I'm gonna get the experience. So I see Syndra roaming bot. Normally it's like, oh, you'd be pressured to go bot, but I can see like I ping this, I ping that it's here. If they're gonna die, they're gonna die before I get there. So I don't need to follow. What I need to do is get more plates. So I'm gonna want to shove this. I do see Milio is here mid, and I'm like, okay, but I'm still just gonna make sure I'm using all of my abilities on the wave to like and hitting as many things as possible, so I can shove this wave as fast as possible. Because on a cannon wave, roaming like this, if she's roaming on a cannon wave, I can get 2 plates easily. I could maybe even get 3. So it's like that's a whole kill worth of gold again being given to me. And Jarvan on his own can't really kill me, so I'm definitely going to at least get 1 plate. But I am just going to steal his ult just to threaten him if he tried to go on me. But I'm going to make sure I just get my plate. And then Jarvan doesn't want to just sit here and like keep catching the waves, so I'm just going to once again, I'm going to shove it. Syndra's just trolling here, just sitting bot lane in a trio lane with their bot lane. I'm sure they're upset, but shove it, use all your abilities, but make sure that you're hitting everything. And what I want to do. I guess I'm resetting. I don't remember why, but what I would say normally is what I want to do is I want to get this shoved in, and then I want to deny her from getting to the mid lane. But this wave is going to die before she even gets there. She's killing a pink ward. I think I just wanted mana. Yeah, I wanted mana and a new pink ward. We have Jarvan spotted on Vision. Bot lane is covered because Lee Sin's there. Lee Sin's playing really well. Top lane doesn't matter because both these guys are tanks. And they're both going to be useful even if one of them solo kills the other. I have Jarvan ultimate up for another like 20 seconds or so. If I have an opportunity to use it on somebody, I'm going to, but more than likely, if Syndra doesn't show up here, I'm not going to be able to use it. So just shoving the wave, looking to get more plates. She walks up here, but I also don't want to go under tower. It's about to expire. I'm going to walk into bot side jungle because I've got this huge wave. I got roam timer now. I see Jarvan covering bot, but I can see their health bars because I was looking bot lane on my screen, but Milio's low HP. That's like a free kill. Jarvan is griefing going into 1v3. So he's probably going to be in a bad situation. Just looks like free kills to me. So looking to collect my free kills and assists. They're just getting everything. Syndra shoves the wave. I get to come back mid. I'll miss a couple minions, but now Syndra is walking on my vision. So I don't even care about this wave. I can possibly just kill her here because of where she is. I'm going to just immediately look to beat the shit out of her. She's at half HP now, so now she's going to want to look for a reset, but I'm going to keep shoving the wave mid as hard as possible to keep her there, because now she's in kill position for me. Second, I can get onto her again with all my abilities, she is probably dead. So, she's looking to trade. Now her E is down. She's missed it. I know that the next time my E is up, I can kill her. For some reason, you can audio hear the Jarvan is here, but you have no real clue that he's there. Milio wants to come mid and clear my pink ward. I'm not going to let him do that because he doesn't do any damage. He also doesn't really give Syndra anything that would make him a threat to me. So I'm just going to be like, nah, man, you're not taking my pink ward. So I'm going to defend my vision. She's about to miss this cannon wave. She's gonna want to walk up and take it. I'm not gonna let her do that. Instead, she knocks me away, but I get her ultimate. Milia's pretty much dead here. Actually, I think I was trying to kill him. Syndra gets a good stun off on me, but if I got that that didn't get knocked away or whatever, I was gonna be in range to actually just kill him. Gets my flash. At this, I'm kind of playing a little disrespectful because it's also like it's 12-2 and I'm very big, so. But shoving it, I know that Syndra has to get a reset. I'm gonna get a plate if I can. I'm probably just gonna shove the next wave. But you can see every single time I hit my Q, I'm hitting it on all three of these. So, and I'm using the AoE auto passive on every minion I can. So, you can see Jarvan is looking to do something bot lane. I'm like, okay, maybe I can be here to do something, but I think this guy's dead before I even get there. So I just take this and want to stay in lane. Syndra is just walking somewhere she shouldn't be. This guy just like doesn't kill her for some reason. I don't know why, but that should have been a death on Syndra. At the same time, we're so strong here. This guy is griefing. He just hops into a Kog'Maw Sylas that are extremely strong, and he's dead. But I'm trying to make sure that like I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to scrap at any point in time here because I've already gotten to the point that I needed to get to in early game where I wanted to get my Rod of Ages done. So I'm ticking up. I'm scaling. So it's like any fights is just going to get me more items that I'm going to scale even harder. Trying to exude my pressure from how far ahead I am on the Syndra, like putting it anywhere around my lane I can. Anytime you can just walk up, you dance up in and out of their range on stuff, you can just bait them into using their abilities, not on the wave. You want to make sure you're not standing on the wave, so that way they're getting double value for using their abilities. I'm looking to kill her. Once again, I know that W is going to kill her, so I W ignite. Don't need to do anything else. As soon as I do that, I walk out. If she lives, that's fine, as long as I don't trade back a kill. And at that point, they just surrender. But I don't want to trade back a 400 gold thing, because then it just equalizes 2 kills. But that's pretty much the game. So, basically, like, key thing is, like, identifying... for that game, I identified I'm in a melee versus ranged matchup, so I need to get her to waste her abilities as much as possible without losing HP so that I can get CS without getting punished. And then as soon as she uses her abilities, that's when I look for windows to punish. I trade back on them. Join my Discord and submit your games for the next VOD review.